relatively excited.
Yeah. Do you feel confident that Norwich can do well this season, or do you think it's going to be a bit of a transitional one?
I think transitional is a good expression.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what we do with the little bit of money we've got.
Yeah.
And whether we find some potential Emi Buendias around the corner.
Yeah. Do you think you're willing to give the team a bit of patience, given the amount of change that there's been at the club?
Yeah, I think so. I think you've got to do that, haven't you? New coach, new outlook, new playing style. I mean, you can't just like Daniel Farke. Look at his first season. Yeah. Second season was amazing, but
true.
So if we have something and we can see a vision, I think I'd be up for that.
Obviously, Gabriel Sara's already gone, and there's a bit of speculation around Jonathan Rowe and Adam Eder as well. Is that starting to concern you, the number of outs that it looks like there might be?
I think they made it quite clear at the beginning that we were going to lose at least two of the, the crown jewels. Yeah. And if you ask my wife about Jonathan Rowe, what was one expression you used, Louis? Lazy. Very talented young lad, but I'm not sure if he's the full item really just yet. Yeah. So if we got the other side of 10 million, I wouldn't be that disappointed, as long as we get to spend a bit of it. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate we got to balance the books. Yeah. But I suppose this is then about the quality of the replacements, isn't it, as well? Yeah, and I don't know if I read somewhere that the new guy's got a few connections with Ghana, and a lot of Ghanaian players, and then we've got this new lad in who I can't remember how to pronounce his surname.
Amankwa Forson.
Thank you. Yeah.
So feeling fairly positive going into today.
I'm 65-70% positive. Yeah.
That's fun. Can I have a score prediction then?
I'm very pessimistic about every time I go and see Norwich play. Okay. But I'd like to think we're maybe 1-1.
Confident about today.
Yeah.
Not too confident about the season.
Yeah.
A little bit concerned that everybody seems to be assuming it's automatically going to be like Farke.
Yeah.
The season a bit struggle, and then we're going to storm the league.
Yeah.
Don't see it really.
Yeah. So is it not necessarily a case of patience for you, but you want to see signs that they can go and do it fairly soon, even if it's not this season?
No, I don't mind having patience.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit worried that you come in right up to the start of the season. I think we're going to lose Rowe.
Yeah.
You never know who else is going to go.
Yeah. Does it worry you at all that we're here on the first day of the season and the squad does feel like it's so far away from being completed? There's still so many questions hanging over the team and what it will look like.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
If they lose Rowe and anyone else, obviously Ida's going to go probably. Yeah. It's not the fact they're going to go, it's the fact that whether we can get replacements in. That's what worries me.
Yeah. Do you trust them to get the good quality of replacement in, or do you think if they lose a few of those top players, it's going to be difficult to actually get enough quality back into the team?
I think even with the money we're going to get for them, I think it's going to be really hard to replace the quality of Sarah and probably Rowe if he goes. Yeah. Even for the money we're going to get, I'm not sure we're going to get the good enough replacements.
Yeah.
They got to think outside the box, haven't we? Because we ain't got the money to get ready-made replacements. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the lad from Salzburg. Can't remember his name now. Forson, is it?
Amankwa Forson, yeah.
Forson, yeah. Quite happy with those sort of signings. I just don't know whether they can get enough in before the deadline. And I was feeling quite all right, and then when the squad numbers came out the other day, and I looked down the squad, and you sort of look and you think, there's not a lot there. Really. No. I'm a bit worried about up front as well, because if Ida goes, which is best all round, Sargent, worry about his fitness, and then whether someone's going to come in for him. So a little bit concerned, but I've got patience. Don't mind giving them the season, but it's just worries me. People assume that it's going to be like Farke. We're going to have a dodgy season, and then next season everything's going to be great. I'm not so sure. Yeah,
given you've mentioned patience there, what sort of test do you think Oxford will provide? Do you think maybe some patience will be needed today, or is this a fairly soft landing for Johannes Hoftorp
against?
I
just said to him, I think Plachette will probably score in the first 10 minutes. So that's probably what I'm thinking. But I don't know. I was at the Northampton game. You can't really tell anything from that, but I'd probably settle for a point today. It's their first game at this level for so many years, and everyone's going to be up for it. So probably settle for a point.
Yeah. Can I have a couple of score predictions?
to be optimistic. I think it's going to be a tight game, so I'll go 2-1 Norwich.
Nice one. Nice one.
Boring, sorry.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Really. Lack of energy.
Very poor.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, no fight. Very few efforts on goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And despite being early on in the season, there's a lack of cohesion already, which is a bit worrying.
Yeah.
And lack of midfield that's going forward, which was so clear. And yeah, very disappointing.
The one player we were impressed with was the new lad.
Yeah, Forson.
Forson,
Yeah,
who,
it was a big,
when he got the ball, he wanted to drive it forward and make things happen.
the tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he straight in the starting 11 for you from the next game?
I think so.
Has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's got to change the back too.
Yeah.
You can't play Duffy and Hanley.
Yeah. I think most Norwich fans were willing to be patient going into the season and going into today, but was that worse than even you were expecting going into it?
I mean,
we were worried before the game. We were fearful, but yeah, that was every bit as bad as we.
Yeah, I think it was. I think. I mean, I went to Plymouth last season, and that was terrible.
Yeah.
This wasn't as bad, and it's early on in the season, but it's worrying at this point in time.
Yeah. Do they look like sort of foundational long-term issues, or just problems that they line out quickly?
It is. I hope it's a team in transition and that things will get sorted out. I assume there's going to be other players brought in.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more creativity.
Yeah.
They're obviously missing Sarah and Rowe today.
Yeah, what do you make of the Rowe saga? Obviously, sort of excused himself from playing today.
I think that's, from my point of view, I think that's pretty poor. I think you play until, it's obvious that you're going. I think
If you're asked to play or be a part of the game, you should be.
Yeah.
We missed him though.
We do.
Yeah. So let's use the money and hopefully get something to replace him. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, the other one that there'll be a lot of speculation around was Adam Eder, who I actually thought came on and changed the game a little bit. Does he show maybe?
I'm not a fan.
No.
So
I think if he wants to go,
yeah.
that's what has to happen. As long as they've got somebody to bring in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're very short up front.
Yeah, we need to replace him. But I mean, I personally think he's replaceable.
Yeah. Does it give you a little bit of comfort, the fact that it feels like the team and the squad can probably look quite a lot different, even in a couple of weeks' time, when you think about the number of players that could leave?
I think it needed changing, and I think they brought some players in. So and they will need time to bed in. They will need time, but I don't know. It's they need to do it quickly. They need to gel quickly, I think.
It was not great, really, was it? The team are obviously trying to put in a new form of play, but just lacking cohesion, really. Not much to say, not much positive, really.
Yeah, Oxford obviously came into it on the back of a promotion, and it felt like a big day for them. Do you think that got to Norwich at all?
Well, they certainly looked more up for it than us, that's for sure. It was always going to be a tough game, I guess, with the home fans behind them, but you'd expect better than that, really, unfortunately.
Does it feel like there were long-term issues for you there, or just ones for today that can maybe be ironed out fairly quickly?
Well, I guess if the manager's trying to put in, playing from the back a little bit more, maybe the centre backs maybe not the most comfortable on the ball, but I guess they just didn't. They got outplaced. They lack of effort compared to the Oxford team, but. Hopefully we don't get on their backs too much, and let's positive going forward, and let's turn it around, really.
Yeah, do you feel like patience is important now?
It has to be, really. It has to be. It wasn't great, but then if we keep performing like that, then the patience will wear thin. Yeah. So it's got to be a bit from both sides, really.
My head right now is just bamboozled. I think he made an error straight away with the lineup. I think Hallie and Duffy together, I never expected it whatsoever, but it came in reality, and I just think it set a tone. Like Hallie just set a tone there, just a terrible error, and then also I can't recall all of the game, but it was just it wasn't great. We had so much issues at just trying to progress the team forwards. I will say Thorson, I was very, very impressed in the way I think he was the only one that wanted to get the team forwards, but apart from that, it was just so natural and so backwards. It was terrible. Get going, Hanley, out the freaking squad. sorry, but when he captain isn't set to the tone, it's going to be a long day. And I think Hanley, he isn't the guy and now he's got a massive dilemma. Like, he's now got to try and get Hallie out the team, because I think personally it should be. The thing is also, we saw last week as well, Sorensen isn't like a natural defender either. So like,
get Brad Hills in.
We've got so much problems. So I just feel really bad. I feel Fort got a bad name there, and I don't know. The thing is, I think he deserved it, because like, you can't put Hallie and Adams together, but it was just a long afternoon, and I'm worried about next week now. But Blackburn looked good last night as well. It's just, can we dig that a bit more deeper now, because I feel like now it's just rock bottom a little bit. It's so crazy, because like, it's the first game of the season and we're just so negative.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'll let's try and get Hills in the team. Obviously, you know, I'm more of a youth advocate as well, so I'll try and go for that. But we just like today there was just no progression forward. Like, I think like one shot on target as well, so it was just not ideal.